Hello, everyone. I might be a minute early, but that's okay because sometimes I'm a minute late. I actually I took the time to get this bound this week. Um, and then I put a title on the front page so that I could get this finished up. I haven't got the um, seed beads out, but I really should, but it's one of those things. Why is that so uneven? Oh, it just was the way I pulled it up. Anyways, it's been a very busy week. Hi, Lisa. I got this almost done. So I have a feeling if I had told Mom to turn her phone off and then turn it back on, that maybe it would have fixed itself. But I didn't think of that when I was on the phone with her, and I have nobody to call. So I'll have to go over there and find out what's going on with it tomorrow. So, okay, guess my shirt's about had it again. Ugh, there we go. Hi, Brittany. Hi, Maria. Hi, Julie. Hi, Kathy. Anyways, I'll go over in the morning and find out why Mom's phone doesn't work. So I, she was calling from the neighbor's phone, so I didn't want to keep her on the phone too long. So tired and have a headache. Oh, hi, other Lisa. Texas Lisa and Alaska Lisa. Um, I'm sure, Lisa. I mean, it wasn't as long as coming down. My sister Lisa was just here, and her flight, her last flight last night was delayed, so that meant that it took a while for her to get home. All kinds of things. Are you feeling better, Texas Lisa? I hope so. Hannah too. Hannah and Lisa had been not feeling well, so um I finished the front cover over the week and I got everything bound. So I'm just tying it off. This is one of those things that takes a minute. So I didn't make you watch me do the whole thing. I decided I would just get some of it done. I was still home by about 9 p.m., but that meant, yes, it was a long day. She got up before, dawn yesterday. Um, some better. Okay. Well, I'm going to do a little journal page in just a minute, but I wanted to try to get this at least tied off. And then it will be ready for decorating. 3 a.m. my time, midnight yours. Yeah. So she was up for a long time, almost 24 hours, 21 hours. That's happened in, oh, well, it could be YouTube or it could be the internet or it's hard telling. Come here. Oh, you gave Julie a new name. Yeah, well, uh-huh. That's good. I did 5 million loads of laundry yesterday. I hadn't done any all week, and that's not normal, so um, I had to do laundry. Got that all done. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Barbara. I hope I haven't missed anybody coming in and chat. I wasn't looking. Jeff mowed the lawn yesterday. He was able to bounce around on the lawnmower pretty good. But he got too tired. He couldn't do all the weed whacking, so he went out this morning to finish up the weed whacking. And right now we have 5,000 little orange and yellow flags in the yard, so he had to pull them all out, put them all back. I'm doing laundry right now. Then I'm going to tackle the grass. Ha! See? Oh, the map? This is actually a sticker. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry, guys, I was sneezing. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm watching this. Okay, hold on just a minute. I gotta tell Jeff something. Hi, Lisa, Carl, Jeff. Okay, guys, I have to stand up. He's not listening to me. He's apparently got his headset on. Jeff, he's in Hattiesburg. Sorry, guys. Cool, Lisa. What did she can? Uh-oh. I missed something. Who canned what? Hannah canned trout for the first time. Ooh, okay. Yeah, 3 Lisas. Hello, everybody. Our kidlet is on the way down, and he's in Hattiesburg. So, I had to go tell Jeff where he was because, you know. So, sorry for leaving. Uh-oh. My chat's not right now. There we go. Sorry, my computer keeps putting the in when I'm typing. Well, you all can keep the canned trout. I don't like things that swim. Anyways, Teresa, this is a sticker that I got when I was at my sister's in New York. We went to a library craft sale thing, and it was a roll of stickers, and I knew I would use them in this. But I also have a stamp, like a clear acrylic stamp that has all the states on it, like that's about that same size, and I've used that in the past too. The computer needs to go sit in the corner. So hello to everybody who's here. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I'm just going to set this aside and show you a couple things and then work on my little journal page. Because I'm going to use part of it in my little journal page. So Alaska Lisa, my sister, was here. And Friday, I took her to a yarn store that I did not know was in existence. And there was another yarn store. You love that book? Yes, I like my book too. Um, thank you, Kathy. Uh, this yarn. There was another yarn store that it was just up the road from us, and I had thought I would take her there. Well, it's not there anymore, and it was fabulous. Anyways, she bought me a birthday present. Let me see if I can make this focus. Come on, focus. Isn't that pretty? I thought it was gorgeous. Um, and then when we went to leave, they wrapped it up in this. So I figured that I needed to use this in my little journal page today. Well, doesn't have to be a big piece of this, but it has to be at least a little bit of this. You had to beat me to get me to friend drop off a box of Life Look Saturday evening post buyers. Ooh, Lisa, those are going to have fun. Yeah, and I actually have 3 pieces of this. That is weird, Lisa. Texas, Lisa. Okay, so anyways, I have that. I have this on my table. I don't know that I'm going to use that. I just wanted to show it to you. I was finishing my lunch and I had these stacked over on my other table. So I decided we might try to use these. You thought for a minute it was a sparkling donut. Uh-huh. Yeah, it was pretty. Pretty. So let's bring you back in a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, that should work. Anyways, these are candy wrappers. So I had this idea that maybe we could color them in a way that would go with that paper. You know, don't know what we're going to do. Hi, Jen. I hadn't seen you come in before. I'm thinking I'm just going to try using a stamp pad, Julie. Simply because I don't feel like getting out the alcohol inks and making that kind of mess. I'm being lazy, I guess. So I thought this one's torn. So I thought maybe I'd just use it for my sample and see what happens. Hi, Sherry. Oh, I'm sorry you've had headaches. That's not good. So green. Let's try this one. That may be really wrong, but pretty dry. It dried really fast. We got a good deal on some grass-fed butter, so we're going to be making ghee. Hannah's doing hers today, and I'll do mine tomorrow. Cool. Are you going to feel up to streaming tomorrow, Lisa? Okay. If you're going to move it around, you have to move it around while it's still wet. And then probably let it dry. Let's put this on this one. Oops, that's red. Hope so, but not promising anything. Okay. Well, that sounds pretty reasonable. All right. Can you see what that did? Not very well, can you? Okay, you guys cannot see the color. See the color on there? It's too much light and it's too, what do I want to say? It's too reflective, so it's not letting you see the colors good, but this may be just a total waste of time, but it's kind of fun. Let's use the dauber so that yeah. I don't want to pick up any of the blue color, and it might not be dry yet. Okay. Okay. I'll have to turn the lights off in a second. Okay, let's put that back. This is just black. Okay. Well, the blue piece is my favorite. It's got some blue and green in it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to turn the lights off so you can maybe see this. The red one's kind of cool too. I think they came out pretty cool. I'm going to clean up the mess I made though. And for candy wrappers, they're pretty cool. I'm pretty sure. let's see. Let's put this away. Where's the... Nope, that's still not the one I use. Okay. Yeah, the addition of the black is really necessary. It first off, it tones it down, and secondly, it highlights the ridges better. Ooh, that smells horrible. Really, really horrible. Ugh. That was hand sanitizer and that little spray thingy. It stinks. Ugh. All right, now then. I don't know how I'm going to use those yet. I haven't made decisions. But I thought there's a really pretty bird right here. And I thought maybe I'd just put this down on the page. That whole little corner on a page and then go from there. So I just need to figure out what kind of a page I want to put it on. Okay, that's the one we did last week. I put it on that page just simply because the tissue is going to let a little bit of that pink in the writing show through. So it would be kind of cool to do that. Let's find the tear ruler. Sorry guys, I can't. I've got this. I'm just trying to tear off this corner. I really wanted to tear it rather than use a. Okay. Rather than use a pair of scissors on it, I just thought it would be more fun. That tissue makes a fun noise too. It has a fun sound. Okay, and we could tear a little tiny piece off the top and make it look the same. Maybe. Yeah. That doesn't work. Guess I should have not tried to do that. It was a little messy. Yep. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the page yet, but that's the beginnings. Now I need some wax paper or something. There's these. Julie's back. Yay, Julie's back. Kathy's folding clothes. And I'm just going to use glue stick. Hopefully I can get enough of it on the page before it gets too dry. Okay. I haven't get enough panes already. Uh-oh. That's not good, Julie. I'm sorry. Well, it's hanging over the edge a little, but I'm going to leave it. I don't care. The only thing it'll matter with is if we put anything that's hanging over. Okay, what do we want to do with these? I need a piece of scrap paper to try a folded something. Because, you know, can't fold anything I don't know for sure about. So far, it's doing all right, but that's, you know, I got to do something to it. I'm trying to remember, you know, how you fold some things. Let's see here. Okay. I'm afraid it's not doing anything like what I was hoping. So, you know, it's one of those things that you have to experiment. and it's not really working. So okay, so that's not working. Let's see. Next idea. What's next? Well, now that's cute. Kind of like that. Let's see if I can make it roll a little bit. Make it a little more three-dimensional. Do you think that works? Kinda. You would have a hard. Well, I thought that I would just kind of spruce it up with something. You know, just kind of maybe add to it, which I think that's what's going to make me happy is if I add to it. So let's just use this piece up. Can you glue it to paper and repunch it? It might hold its shape better. We'll try that, yes. Apparently didn't get enough glue over here. I'm not chatting because I'm frantically creating my little book page. One crazy idea is leading to the next. Yeah, that's a good thing, Barbara, right? Okay, let's... Lisa, I think that might be the thing to do. I also think that if I had this under it when I was shaping it, it would let it shape better. But yeah, I think that's the best thing is when it just pushing it down in the middle made it take a little bit of shape. Oh, yeah. Good idea, Lisa. I may have to get out a better glue stick for the other ones, but now that what's happening is the paper, that glue stick's not staying, it's not holding the it's not holding it to the paper. So I need to get a better glue stick out. That Gorilla Glue is not as good. Those little daisy press, I just do that in the palm of your hand. But not only that, then it needs a little black in the middle maybe. Oh yeah, that's wonderful. But I need a better glue stick. So let's, and it's over on my other table. I'll be right. Tablet added some letters. Hi, Joyce. Daisies. You have a few ideas. Of course you have a few ideas, Lisa. I'll be right back. I'm going to go and get the other glue stick, which is on the other table. I was using it. Okay, now then. And I'm just reusing some scrap paper because, you know, because I can. And I don't know why, but this particular Elmer's Extreme Glue Stick is very soft. It's good because then it goes down nice, but it is very soft. Hi, Sharon. So we're going to let that dry for a second. And we're going to see if we can clean up our fingers. I would have thought glue sticks wouldn't work very well on that foil. It stuck it okay, but I think that this particular glue stick it's good, but it doesn't, it's real hard, and so it doesn't put down a really good layer of glue. So, okay, while these dry, we'll work on these others because that one is fine. I can use it. It will work just fine to use it, so I can, this is the other one on paper, yeah. So I can punch out some more. Let's see here. I lost my little rollery thing. There it is. Wonder if it would work better. I have tried the Yes Paste. I love it. I'm afraid I may use it up too quickly. I'm restraining yourself. Ah. Oh, well, Julie. This is kind of fun. I have never done this before. A couple of those I may have to mend their little, I want to try a single layer one just again to see. It works, but I'm afraid it will flatten itself back out. So I'm glad Lisa suggested putting paper under them because I think that's what's gonna work. Well, Sharon, you know, I had to use the stuff that was on my table and I had candy wrappers on my table, so. And since my tissue paper was so pretty, I didn't want to do a lot. Where is Andrea? You know, I haven't seen Andrea in a couple of weeks, Julie. Of course, I haven't been in anybody else's lives, only my own. Okay, see, that one did not stay good. So we may have to put a dab of glue in there. Oops. Huh. That doesn't want to write. Get a different one out. There. The paper, even if they're not really well glued down, as long as it's glued to the paper, the paper's glued down, I think it will be fine. Okay. Has anybody else seen Andrea in the last couple of weeks? Because, like I said, I haven't been in anybody else's lives to speak of. So I wouldn't know if she was in someone else's live. And I haven't seen her here for a couple of weeks. I've seen Anna in several places recent days. Okay, thanks, Barbara. They don't want to come out of there today for some reason. Okay, this one looks iridescent. I know you guys can't see the color, at all, but it is so pretty. She must be busy. Yeah. She's probably working. Okay, we're just gonna squash them all, and then I'll see about putting them on. Iridescent make a butterfly. Oh, I already punched them all out. Can't make a butterfly if I punched them already out, Barbara. I used it all up. That would mean I'd have to go eat more candy. And I've had my limit for today. Not sure how many I'm going to use, but so maybe we'll stop and then see where we stand, see if I need to work on any more. Because we got to put the little bit of black in the middle just to make it stand out just a little bit. That just quits writing. It's just they're just not big enough pins to continue to write on the foil. There we go. You could layer a flat one and a curved one together. That's true. I could. Okay. If I take this flat one and put a red curved one on top of it too, that would be kind of pretty. But I kind of like the individual ones better, I think, for the page. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's move these over here. My page is lifting up, so we need to hold it down. Julie, it kind of hides the flat one, so not as good as you thought. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. Now, if we put a flat one there, and then they wouldn't all have to stand up. That's the thing. If they're not, if they're not layered, then the flat ones look okay. Which I've got some, got this flat one that's that didn't, and that flat one that didn't make the cut, you know. Okay, so okay, some black in the middle. I knew there was two of them. I think. All right. Come on. Put them together off kilter, if you know. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is if there was flat ones, a couple, maybe a couple of flat ones. Oh, as far as twisted, they still hid the other one too much, Julie. You know, even if they weren't lined up, they were hiding the other ones. So even if it's flat, it needs the center rolled a little bit and then some color put in it. Some black put in it just to make it stand up more. Oh, that one just totally separated from the foil, so we'll just have to fix it. Just like Julie's. Okay, let's get that one off of there. That one bit the dust somehow. That was that first one I used the other glue stick for. I just don't think I got enough glue stick on it. Now then, let's glue this one down. Okay. It just needed one more right here. Okay. Now I think it needs words. What do you think so far, guys? It may need another one right there. Yeah, I think so. It does. You know that balance thing that you have to have? There we go. Now I'm happy. Julie's having a thought. Okay. But yeah, I really like what happened with it for candy wrappers. Now I have to have some words though. Put words right there. To make faux foil. Oh, okay. She's going to make faux foil. I was just looking for words. Let's see if I like one of these. What you seek is seeking you. Enjoy it all. Flourish. Kind of like flourish. Nobody's perfect. You are the best thing. You are enough. I think I like flourish. What do you guys think? I think I like that one. Flourish. Yep, I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, let's put these away somewhere. Scrunch up a paper bag and paint with silver paint and let it dry and then scrunch again and lightly rub the color. Yep, that would work very, very nicely, Julie. Oh, I like how that came out. Now then, I need to trim that a little bit and then ink it. Okay. It may not be as shiny, but still nice. Oh, yeah, I think so. Hi, Dana. Well, and if you put Mod Podge or Mod Podge and glue over the top of it, the way I do the collage mix, it would be shinier than you think. I need a dauber handle. And this one. Oh, well, I guess it's going to definitely be blue around the edges. That's all right. I like that. And then I'm going to put some black on it and do a Jamie edge. Okay, now where's the black? Yep, there we go. That was fun. Come on, I need some glue. Thank you, Julie. Well, I was just excited when Lisa decided to leave her tissue paper with me. I mean, she could have taken her tissue paper home. I'm real pleased with it. I think it came out really pretty. Now then, last week I almost forgot to date my page, so I need to date this page. And what is the date? The 25th. Okay. Let's see here. FEB 25th, 2024. Yep. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is excuse myself while I go get some beads to work on this because I have oh heck, I was going to put this on my page and I didn't. Oh well, that's okay. I have a bunch of my pennies to put on there. What else is this? I don't know if this is all from this one trip. Don't know. We have to look at them. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Lisa. I'm not sure what's in this baggie. I think that's a little guy. And if that's the little guy, he belongs on the fall book. Yep. Yeah, he belongs on my other book. I have to get out later and put it on because he belongs in the book from before. Okay. These all may go. I don't know where those go. I'm gonna have to go through them before I punch them to go on here. I'm gonna go get some beads to work on the strings. I'll be right back. I had a terrible time trying to decide what color to use. That's not normal. Normally don't have that much trouble. I just couldn't make up my mind. Which is, kind of silly. Boy, my bead mats are falling apart. This is kind of a olivey green. I thought it would go good with the front of my book. And it's a size 8, so that means it's, medium sized, easy to thread. And then these are 11s, and they're kind of bronzy gold. They're to do the end, because if you don't do the end, your knots have to be way too big. Now I need a needle. Okay. That'll do. Yeah, I think there'll be a pretty combination on there, Lisa. It just took a while, though, because, you can never decide what you want sometimes when you got too many choices, and I had way too many choices. I'm hoping the tea fairy will come and take care of tea for me, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like just a few little, like 4 little clusters right here, and then 4 here, and then up here I will make a bunch of big dangles, just simply because I don't like the dangles to be on each one. It makes it, if you sit it upright on the shelf like this, I like the dangles to hang down, and if they're in the middle, it doesn't work. But I want to put some right here. Jeffrey, would you give me some tea before you sit back down? So, thank you. This may not work. I may have to have my other glasses. Let's see what we're going to do here. Okay, can we put these both on? Yeah, sort of. What's interesting about this olivey green is that it's got this funny shiny, it's kind of a shiny green. It's interesting. And then we'll put on one of those. I wondered if you disappeared. I just finished my page. There you go. See? Isn't that pretty? I wondered where you went, Lisa. Okay. Thank you, hon. Tea Fairy delivers. All right. Now, if y'all haven't watched me do this before, we need to place the knot right there, and it needs to be snug before we cut it loose. So to do that, we're going to make a loop like we would anytime we want to make a knot. And then we're going to put a needle in it and hold the needle kind of right where we want it to be. and pull until, and we can slide the needle down like so. And I always put 2 knots in, and maybe 3. It'll depend on these seed beads, because this seed bead looks like it's got a good size hole in it. Ooh, it does. We're gonna have to have another knot. We may have to go pick a different seed bead, guys. Yeah, that one's, these are gonna go over the knots too easily. So let's pick these up, and I'll go pick a different seed bead. Deal is, these are Czechoslovakian beads probably instead of Japanese, and they have a bigger hole. Yeah, you can always watch the replay. That's right. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go get something with a smaller hole. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Yeah, she did good. She only had one plane get delayed the whole trip, and that was Seattle going home. So I think that was pretty good. Okay, so we're going to take that seed bead off of there, because it definitely, if you can pull it across two knots, it definitely means that it's too big of a bead. Let's see if we can. Uh-oh, they had ice, did they? Okay. Yeah, see, that one's not going to go over that knot. So what we got to do is we got to hide the knot in another green one. That's what we want, is something that's not going to pull past my knots. We can do that. Now we're going to put the knots back in again. More knots. Okay, come on down. Doot, doot, doot. Okay. Yeah. Yep. That other seed bead just had too big of a hole in it. And there are a big difference in seed beads. Okay, now we can clip that loose. But don't tell Mom that. What? Have you ever... It snowed all day yesterday over the ice, and we passed several cars that were upside down. Yuck. Okay. No, I won't tell her that. I told her you made it home nice and safe. Didn't have but one or two delays. One delay, but I am glad Chris picked you up and you didn't have to drive home after being tired. Yeah, she got here Tuesday and left Saturday morning. And she made my mom very happy because she took her places that she wanted to go. That's usually, a lot of times I don't have time to take her. So mom got to go out. And now my child is on his way down here. So it's going to be another busy week. That's why I had to get the laundry done yesterday. I couldn't not get it done. Okay, so there's two little fluffy things. Yes, it was very nice. Okay, now then. Okay, so I have leftovers, right? So now I'm going to tuck this just right around there. And I'm going to just pull it in half. I use my leftovers until they're too short to use. That's the deal. Make a little knot. Yep, I expect him to be in today. He's in last time he texted me, which was at the beginning of my live stream, he was in Hattiesburg. And from Hattiesburg you come down and across to Mobile, which it's a 4-lane road. It's not a expressway, it's a 4-lane road. We've come that direction many times. It's a nice road. You have to slow down some in different towns, but it's a reasonably good road across Mississippi and then into Alabama. So we used to use it all the time when we came from South Dakota. So that was good. I'm sure he's going to be exhausted. He left Omaha last night about 5 o'clock. So excuse me. So my guess is tomorrow he's going to want to sleep. So I'll go outside, work in the garden, be real quiet for him. Of course, I have to go over to mom's and figure out what's wrong with the phone. These are kind of bronzy. I think bronzy coppery, the little tiny ones. I think they look good on there too. I think they'll be fine. But the needle trick took me a while to learn that one, but it really makes a difference in how tight you can get your knot to where you want it to be. I used to do a lot of big macrame necklace pieces. Lisa Carl's seen a few of them. And they would have a lot of this kind of thing on them. They look at least as good as the other ones. Yeah, that's the thing. They're just as pretty as the other ones, but they have just a smaller hole, so it's going to work better. I debated on that one when I picked it, the first one when I picked it up, worrying that the hole was going to be too big. So Thank you, Lisa. You know, I buy see you in a bit, Lisa, Texas, Lisa. Okay, so Lisa Carl's in Iowa. So she's Iowa, Lisa, and then we have Alaska, Lisa, Iowa, Lisa, and Texas, Lisa. So, um, I haven't made a necklace like that, Lisa, in oh, not since we've been in the wreck. So 2017, what is that? 7 years, something like that. 4 and 4. Okay. Since this is my spring from 2023 book and I haven't done my fall from 2023 book, I figured I needed to get them done so that if we take a spring trip, I haven't made any jewelry in several years now, debating unboxing my things up for my granddaughters. My kitty's driving me nuts. I need to take her outside. Uh-oh, better take her outside, Barbara, before she gives you a hard time. Um, it's funny, Lisa. I don't use my stuff and I don't use my stuff and I don't use my stuff. And then something comes along like this and I want my stuff. And then while we were in the knitting store the other day, the owner of the store said she'd like to see some of my stitch markers, which I don't have any. So that means that my stuff's going to have to get pulled out. And it took me a while to find the things I need to make for those. Now I got to make beads for them. So I don't use it the same way, but I'm still using it. So, but I haven't made jewelry in a long time. It's almost sad how long it's been since I made a piece of jewelry. But I'm not doing the big art shows or anything anymore, so there's a bunch of my bead making stuff I don't use really anymore. You know, things that tools and things that I used sporadically before that I don't use that much anymore. And I have a couple of things people would like to have too. I'd keep my seed beads for crazy quilting. Yes, because guys, if you haven't seen, I guess I should have left the ones you gave. No, Lisa, because one set wasn't gonna, uh, having one set's not enough to do a trunk show. I will have to make beads and do the trunk show. Hold on a minute, guys. I gotta check this. Oh, that's not my kid. That's something else. Totally unimportant. Um, but Lisa, no, there's no reason for you to have left the ones that I gave you because one set's not going to help that much. And Lisa Carl, if you guys haven't seen her crazy quilting stuff, she's posted some, I think, in the Facebook group. But her crazy quilting is absolutely phenomenal. It's just amazing to me what she can do with a piece of fabric. It's just gorgeous. So, but no, I'll need to make beads and just make several sets. I was making a list yesterday morning. I made kind of a list of beads that I need to make those, or beads that I used to make them. Now see, that piece is getting awfully short to work with. So we'll decide if I have to use that piece or not. Most likely I won't use that piece because it's too much trouble. I would only use it if I had to cut another piece off the spool. And usually I have enough ends not to, so we'll see. The other thing is the lights are making my fingers warm, so the wax on the wax linen is kind of getting on my fingers, which means I may have to wash my hands. Okay, so now on this one, this is where I'm going to start putting in all of my little trinkets that I gathered. So first things I have to decide is if this is spring or these are spring or fall. This is Branson, New Hampshire. That's interesting. Well, that's Acadia. Okay, so this one belongs in spring because we went to Branson in the spring, but these are fall. I didn't get as many in the fall as I did in the spring. That one must have been in the drawer or something. So we'll put these back in here because these belong in the fall. But Branson was in the spring. I think I remember that one was in the, had escaped the baggie and was in the drawer. And this is a garnet that I found in the spring. And my friend in Omaha took ground for me to see if we could facet one. It's not worth faceting, but it was a pretty good sized garnet. Well, you're welcome, Lisa. Your crazy quilting is gorgeous. Okay, these belong on my National Park book. Hot Springs, Mammoth Cave, Roaring River. This is also, that's Mammoth Cave. That's Indiana Dunes, Mammoth Cave, Kentucky. So let me see here. Yeah, Okay, is that Smoky the Bar? No, this is another Mammoth Cave. I got a couple of Mammoth Caves because I wanted to put one, at least one, on my National Park book. Hot Springs, and there was another Hot Springs. I got two of those because I wanted to put one on my book. Mammoth Cave had a bunch, and I had fun at Mammoth Cave getting multiple things. Let's see. This is Cheaha State Park. Huh, that's the fall before. This belongs with the little man. Where's my little man? Okay, those belong on my other book. Boy, I really got these all messed up. Okay. All right, let's see. Mammoth. This was Mammoth Cave and Branson and Indiana Dunes. Okay, that one. Mammoth Cave. Hot Springs, Arkansas. And Mammoth Cave. And then these. Anymore when you're in the park. Yeah. Thank you, Julie. One of them was supposed to go to Lisa. Somehow or another, it didn't get sent. I don't know why, but it didn't. So, okay, these go on my. So I always, whenever I find a charm or something, I pick it up too. So now then, I need my punchy thing. And I got this at probably at Mammoth Cave's. I think I got this at Mammoth Cave's gift shop. I won't tell you that for sure. I might have gotten it in Hot Springs, but I think I got it at Mammoth Cave. So, okay, so this is a fancy little tiny 1/8-inch hole punch that's designed for punching metal so that I can punch these pressed pennies. As long as they don't get too thick. And I'm just going to punch a few of them and then, yeah, see, that one is almost too thick for it to go through. And then you have tiny little pieces of metal on your table you need to pick up. So I'll put these where I can punch some more in a minute. I had tried to use that to punch my cookbook and it didn't work. I was wondering how you were going to do that. I usually keep this over here, Julie, because I have used it to punch other things. It's 1/8 of an inch and it's round. I have one that's 1/8 of an inch and square. It doesn't go through things as easily as this one does, but okay, and this is not the line of tools that's horribly expensive. I won't tell you where I got these, but because I probably picked them up at a show, but you might be able to get something like this at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, your craft store. The deal is you want one that this pin is replaceable. Because if you can't see that, let's turn the focus on. They're called a metal punch. Yeah, they're let me switch glasses here. Okay. Let me get my Where is my cursor? Gotta find my cursor and turn on the automatic thingamabob. You see how that pin is in there with little screws right here? This pin. Come on, focus. Right there. It's got little bolts around it. Well, that pin is replaceable. And because of it, when it gets messed up, but I've never had to replace it, and I've used it to punch a lot of things. But pretty much any place you can buy good jewelry tools, reasonably good jewelry tools, you should be able to get this and not have to pay an exorbitant amount of money for them. Because I do have some tools that are I can't remember what their name is, but it begins with an L, and they're kind of high-end jewelry tools, and I do have some of them, but that's not worth it for this. You don't use it often enough. So, okay. So now what I'm going to do is just put on a bunch of these. I also have a screw punch. It's not out here, I don't think. Let me look, because if you're only going to buy one, that might be a... I didn't think it was out here. It's put up in the jewelry tool drawer. Shoot. It's a tool that screws the holes. You screw it and it punches things. And it will punch through slightly heavier things because you're not trying to squeeze it. The pressure of the screw puts it down. Plus, it has an 1/8 inch and a 16th inch hole in it. So, okay, that looks good. Spotlight has one called Impress Art Hole Punch Pliers for jewelry. Well, that very likely could work. I likely paid $7 or $8 for them, but I've had them a long time, so. And they won't punch through a penny that's actually still whole. They'll punch through these flattened pennies, but they won't punch through an actual whole coin. At least not our pennies. Oh, come on now. Just, there we go. And see, and then when the book stands up, they'll be kind of like hanging down. And I try not to make these all the same length. That way they don't hang on in front of one another or on top of one another, however you want to say it. They hang and jangle around on there pretty good. You guys are quiet today. I'm glad you're all here. We're having really nice weather. It rained in the middle of the night the other night, pretty hard, but all last week while Lisa was here, we had pretty decent weather. We had a little rain, and it got chilly, but nothing bad. Don't know if it's your internet or mine, but you have frozen. Okay, anybody else? Can somebody put in chat whether they're frozen? Julie's Googling. Since chat's not going, I don't know if it's me that's frozen or not. Okay, Julie says it's not frozen. Jen says it's not frozen. So I hope Lisa's reading. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. It's probably her internet. I usually don't have too much trouble with mine, but you never know. It was me. I cycled the channel and seems to be back. Yep. Okay. That's 2. All right. Sometimes on the trips we find a lot of little treasures to put on my book, but sometimes we don't find that many. And of course, the longer the trip and the more big parks and stuff we get to go to, it's becoming harder and harder to find these pressed pennies. The national parks have either quit having them or you have to buy a packaged one, which I do, but at the same time, the whole fun part about collecting them is to get to squash them yourself too. There is websites that tell you where they are, and I'm finding more and more places where they have written down on the website that the press is no longer in the place they said it was. When we're visiting somewhere, I usually go to that website and look up to see if they have a penny press, because we like to find them. What is gasket material? Okay, Julie. I don't know if it's a jewelry thing you're talking about, or because in a car, a gasket is put between 2 metal pieces, like an oil pan or the heads over the rockers. The gasket is a squashy material. It can be kind of like cardboard, kind of like rubber, depends on which place to put in the gasket. But when you put 2 metal pieces together, it allows a seal because it squashes. So that's the gasket, is the seal. In plumbing, there's gaskets in plumbing. I just am not sure what they've called gasket material for, But most of the time anymore, you buy the gasket to fit the spot that you're using. Like, there's a car where the carburetor attaches to the engine. There'll be a specific gasket for that carburetor and that engine kind of thing. So I'm not exactly sure if that's what it was, or you know what? This one is from when we went to Mount Cheaha too. So this one belongs in my fall. Yeah. That just dawned on me that didn't belong here. That makes sense for the revolving punch pliers that came up when I Googled metal punch. Ah, okay. Oh my, I picked a spot. This doesn't want to let it go through. Ooh, ooh. Okay, we'll put it on the other end. That one didn't want to go through. Okay. But I'm pretty sure that I can't imagine why the pliers would have a gasket, but also you don't want a very big hole because you don't want your seed beads to go through. So 16th inch works really well on these. I wish when we were at in the spring, well, that was really dumb. I was just putting on a ton of these little tiny beads. Don't need that many. When we were in the spring, when we did that trip, we went to Antique Archaeology, which is, the guys that go on the road and they hunt treasure in barns and stuff like that. We went to the shop in Iowa. And we bought our friends some guitar picks, and I wish I had bought a guitar pick when we were there for myself, because I'd have put it on this book too. I wonder what Tim Holtz punch for soft metals is like. I have no idea. I'd have to look that one up, Julie. I imagine he's punching things like tags and whatnot, so I don't know how heavy of a metal that would punch. Yes, his metal things. Yeah, because his metal things are not very thick. That is one thing I would say, is that his metal things are not very thick. This is getting all jangly. Not as jangly as some of my books, but maybe limiting, yeah. Can you send me a picture of it? And I'll look at it. Okay, send me a picture and I'll take a look, because I can look on my phone. Okay. That actually is like my screw punch. Oh, shoot. Sorry, it let me make it big this way. Okay. Okay, what this is little screws, and it should work as well as this does. Okay. Now what it does limit you on, see the depth of this part right here where this hole is? That's where you put the metal in. These have a bigger mouth. Okay. The back of the throat back here, which is as far in as you can put the metal. Like if I was putting this piece of metal in here, it would go in that slot right there. These have this depth is deeper, but for what you're doing, how often do you need to be a half an inch from the edge? And it's not so much the thickness of the metal. It's not so much the thickness. It's how far back from the edge that you want to punch the hole. Like, okay, so if I went all the way in with this, it's, 3/4, half an inch. It's a good half an inch. This punch, come on, bigger. These depths are a little less than that, but quite frankly, I punched this maybe an eighth of an inch from the edge. Most of the time, that's what I'm going to do. And my punch like this doesn't have Tim Holt's name on it, but it would do the same, pretty much the same thing. It's just that the depth of the hole is not the same. And is this one, does it say? I can't really read it on my phone, Julie. On my punch, this hole is one size and this hole is a different size. Yeah, it's still not too bad, and it probably would work just fine. At the same time, you might find a less expensive one that doesn't have his name on it. But that's what my okay, come on now. You need to Sorry, my when I put the phone down, it opened something else. That's what my screw punch looks like. That's put up somewhere. I don't know where it's at. So if that's something you can find, I would say it probably would do what you wanted it to do. I'm about done with these, and I think as soon as I finish this, I'm going to call it a day. Okay, I need a little more than that. It can be hard to see where the hole to. Yes, with the screw punch, it can be hard to see where the hole is. That's probably why I use these. Right. That's a really good. That's a really good thing to think about. This one, it's real easy to see where I'm putting the hole. On the screw punch, it's a little hard to see where you put the hole. Totally agree. Hi, Carrie. I have the same hole punch as Tanya, and it's amazing. Aha. And I cannot, like I said, I probably picked it up at a show. Back when I was doing bead shows, if I saw a tool that I thought was going to work better for me than some other things, I would get it. So, and when I did so many shows, we didn't have, I had to go 2.5 hours to get to a store, so of any sort. And I can't remember the high end. I have some different pliers from, I think it's Liberman or Libman. They're a jewelry tool company, and I have some things from them, but these are not them because they're marked on the side. I'll be looking out for one. Yeah. Glad you're here, Carrie. All right. Okay. I have one more little press penny and my dragonfly. So and this press penny needs a hole in it. And I've used this quite a bit. Carrie, do you remember where you might have gotten yours? because I've got 16th inch paper punches, but they're not the same as this metal punch. Okay. That looks pretty good. Tanya, I always struggled to getting my knots close to the bead, so thanks for sharing your needle trick. Oh, you're welcome. Like I said, I used to do a lot of these really involved macrame necklaces, and you know, I was putting 500-600 of these little spiky things into a necklace, and it took a while, but the needle trick is really important. And of course, I do use wax linen. Um, Wax linen is easier than some other things, because you can pull on it pretty good, and it's waxed, so the needle does slide. If the needle gets too sticky, Carrie, that will sometimes cause a little issue with it sliding, but that it takes a long time for the needle to get too sticky. I used to use a screw punch to punch through flat pennies a lot. It made them into bracelets. If they get stuck on the screw, hold on to the penny and slowly unscrew the tool. The screw can break. Ah, okay. Mine might have been We Are Memory Keepers punch, hole punch, because it has turquoise handles. Okay. There is one that looks the same as yours on Temu, but yeah, I don't know if it'd be as sturdy, Julie. There's just no way to know that unless, you know, that's the problem. Um, they weren't horrid expensive. I think, like I said, I think they probably were $8 to $10. But like Lisa said, you can break the screws. Though now I don't know in the Tim Holtz one, but in my screw punch, because it came from the jewelry supply place, you can replace the screws. But I find this one easier to use most of the time. If I run into a piece that doesn't want to punch, a lot of times Jeffrey can get it to punch for me. This one, it will stick, and I just kind of wiggle the penny back and forth across it. I've used them to make earrings and things like that before. I mostly have made I mostly get pressed pennies for myself. So since I don't wear jewelry to speak of, I've not made a lot of jewelry with them. Okay, we may have to go figure out something different in the way of beads. Is this gonna... No, you're not gonna come through? Oh, how nice. That works pretty well. Okay. You think yours was about 20? It wouldn't surprise me, and because I've had that one a long, long time. Okay, the deal is I came up through the back. I'm going, let's see if I can get you any closer. I think I'm about as close as I can get. Yeah. I came through the back. See the antenna? I'm just trying to tie it on by tying it to the beads. My computer fan is making a lot of noise today. I hope that's not irritating to y'all. Nope, too many. Shoot. Okay. Oh, that might be just right. Yep. Okay. You can't hear it? Okay. Thanks, guys. Because it's very noticeable this afternoon. I hope that doesn't mean it's decided it's on the end of its life, because that would make me sad. I think we're going to add another stop bead just because I don't want to lose that. Oh, it feels good to finish a project. It feels so good to finish a project. Now I get to do the one from the fall. It's not as big a book. We didn't take as long a trip, so it won't take as much. But I have to figure out why I have things from half a dozen different books. Ta-da! Well, even falling asleep, I have managed to finish the birthday gift I was working on there. Oh, yay! That one doesn't look like it has very many thingies on it, but it's, it's what it is. Of course, we did, spring was an interesting trip. We started out to do one thing and ended up, that's one of my drawings, doing another thing because we went to Red Bay to take care of some stuff, and then, and you're always in Red Bay for a while if you're there to take care of stuff. So then we went to Arkansas to go to Hot Springs and to go do crystal digging and stuff. And we were in Little Rock. We went to Hot Springs. And we came back and we're getting ready to go out in the country, and our slides wouldn't come in. So we had to turn around and go back to Red Bay. And this is the campground we like to stay in. It's just a gravel parking lot, but it's very friendly. And that's the kind of new RV we want to get, but not a Tiffin. So then we were in Red Bay for a long time because we had to have work done. And then we got on the road and went to Mammoth Cave because we decided to do something different. And that was really cool. We got to go in the... Then we went to Elkhart. And we went to a bunch of factory tours. And we went to Shipshewana. And we went to the RV museum. And we went on another factory tour. And back to Shipshewana. Shipshewana was a fun place to shop. And then we went to the Indiana Dunes, which is a national park. And then we went to Illinois. That was not a fun day. That was when we had to go around Chicago. And then we went to LeClaire, Iowa. This is fabric. These pieces are fabric that I got at the Little Red Hen. This is a Tim Holtz fabric. I can't remember if that's a Tim Holtz fabric or not, but it's got a bunch of bugs on it. This is the view from our campsite. Then we went to the Amana colonies. Okay, we were in south of Des Moines. Went to Ankeny. This is where we camped when we were in Iowa. Our friends, this is the road, and our friends' campers on the other side of the road. They own this big piece of property, and we can back in right next to the shed right there. So when we're in Iowa near Des Moines, we get to stay there, which it's right there. Can you see that tiny little spot on the map? It's like right there. That's Des Moines. Do you remember Carol and Leroy, Lisa? One down, one to go. Yeah. This must have been a day we had to drive. We were driving over to Omaha. This was the day we went out to St. Paul, Nebraska to look at an RV that we're looking at. We stayed in Omaha for several days because our son lived there. We went thrift store shopping. Oh, I got to go to Dick Blick. Oh, yes, I got to go to Dick Blick. And to a big, what do you call that? Subdivision-wide garage sale. And this is more Omaha days. This is paint chips. Let me see. What was this one? Okay, this was just a little stamp set and some words I cut out. But this was paint chips. We took Brandon to the, like Lowe's. We took him to Lowe's, and I used paint chips that day. This postcard's nice and sturdy. And then we started going south, and we stayed in Peculiar, Missouri. Peculiar. And we went into Kansas, closer to Kansas City to look at another RV. Oh, and south of Peculiar, there's a scrapbook store. Oh, is it fun? And they had this stamp, and I just had to have it. It's a gorgeous stamp. Came out of the UK somewhere. I can't remember what the company is, but it's a beautiful, beautiful stamp. And this is when we went to the Ozarks. After Kansas City, we went down the Ozarks. If you see, this is the lake. That was us right there. There's like 35 feet off the lake. We stayed there for close to a week, not quite a whole week. However, this site was supposed to be 40 foot long. We're 36 foot. We were hanging out in the road. I said the Corps of Engineers can't seem to measure. Okay, Roaring River does belong on this one. I'll have to put it back on. That means I have to go back and... Okay, Roaring River does belong on this one. I thought it did, and then I didn't think it did. This was near where we camped. And this is another view from our campsite. And we went to Eureka Springs. Whatever you do, do not take a camper there. We went in a Jeep. It was a good thing. We didn't realize how many places you can't get a camper through. Traffic was also horrible. This was a day we took a Jeep trail and went and had lunch by the river. Oh, this is our campsite way over here. And we had driven out around here and like this, whatever. And then we went right there and had lunch on the other end of this lake. Then we drove up here, and then we went that way to get home. Got the lawns. I'm getting ready to get off, Kathy. But yeah, I wanted to finish this book. So, and this is just made up from brochures. Oh, this is DeQueen Lake. Okay, at DeQueen Lake was where we were in the camper, and the park was full of people, just full of people. And in the middle of the night, there was a storm, and the power went out, and it was a pretty bad storm. We didn't realize that sort of a tornado had come through the general area, and we got up the next morning. We were the only people in the park. People had left their campers and took off. Um, we just, the power went out. So, oh well, no big deal. We'll be fine. And the next morning, the next door neighbors had a great big, huge log on their camper. Most of the campers were just gone. People just packed up and left. But that was DeQueen Lake. We really enjoyed ourselves there. Then we went to Fort Smith, Arkansas. I think it was maybe it's Louisiana. Just a minute. Let me read this one. Went to the Air Force Base. That much I know. Just a minute and I'll tell you. Oh, we were in Shreveport. Sorry, Shreveport, Louisiana. We were in Shreveport, Louisiana. That we got to after the storm. We went to Shreveport, and the storm that had come through, one had come through the week before, and it took down huge 4-foot round trees, and their campground was still without power, and they didn't tell us that when I made the reservation, and it was hot. It was very hot without our air conditioner. We were going to have to run our generator to sleep. So that's why we have a fiery sun. And the next day was driving through Louisiana, and that's when we got home. So, but yeah, I like making these little books. I'll have to add this. I'll take care of this one in a little while. I'm not going to do it right this minute. I'm going to get off. But Kathy, I make one of these books for every one of our trips. That's why I said I've got to get this one done, because this is spring of 2023, and I've got fall of 2023 still to make. I haven't made it yet. So I've got to gather up all of its stuff and get it made. Anyways, guys, I'm going to say bye. Love you all, and I'll see you next week. Okay? Probably with what I know is going on this week, I probably will not be able to stream Thursday, but if I do, we'll let you know. In the meantime, bye, everybody. Love you all.